Once a giant, always a giant. For me, it's only a giant.
What's going on YouTube, D546? Definitely hit that subscribe button if you're new. Like the video if you like the video. And I won't tell if you click that bell. But let's go ahead and get into this. So we got our archest of arch rivals that hasn't been our arch rival lately. They've just been just bullying us basically. It's been a long time since we beat them, 2016, and I'm pretty sure like the last 3 or 4 times we beat them, they had in backup quarterbacks. Uh, Carson Wentz in 2016 was essentially a backup quarterback. He was horrible. He was playing pretty much like how he was playing this first 4 weeks of this season. But this is going to be a tough matchup. It's going to be tough like it always is against this team. Even if we get a lead, we can never really be comfortable with it because they always find some way to eke back into it and pull the game out. Carson Wentz seems to always be a magician. He plays like horribly against other teams, and then all of a sudden against the Giants, he's money, he's clutch, he's all of these things that you would want him to be as an Eagles fan. You would want him to be all of these things the full season. But against the Giants, he's money, just like every other Eagles quarterback. This game is going to come down to us playing a consistent game, a clean game that will last the entire game. Like, we cannot come out there and have the stupid turnovers. We didn't do it last week. We only scored 3 points in the second half, and we were able to eke out with the win. Like, imagine if we turned the ball over 2, 3, 4 times. We haven't done it 4 times, I don't think, this year, but just think about it. We have to be able to hold on to the ball. We have to be able to sustain drives. And when I say sustain drives, I mean we have to be able to catch the football in crucial moments. Evan Ingram. Like, if it's not Evan Ingram, sometimes it's Darius Slayton. Sometimes it's, it could be whoever. A couple times it was Golden Tate. But guys have had to come up with the ball. When it's put right into their chest, the Giants have the highest drop rate in the league. Like, they have the highest drop rate, not the most drops, but as far as the rate, because I guess some guys are throwing it a lot more than Daniel Jones, we have the highest drop rate in the league. So that shows that it's not just Evan Ingram. There's a lot of guys that are dropping the ball, and these are usually drive killers. Because if you have a drop and then you have a penalty, that's another thing. We can't have these holding penalties. We have got to figure out how to stop getting these offensive pass interference penalties going against us because these are all drive killers. This offense has looked great. We've been able to run the ball. We've been able to complete passes down the field, but we have not been able to really put our foot on the gas because things keep happening. We keep hurting ourselves. So we got to stop hurting ourselves. Now, Miles Sanders and Alshon Jeffrey both practice. I'm pretty sure they will play in this game. One thing the Giants did, they cut Corey Ballantyne. They elevated Dante Pettis. And I think Dante Pettis should get some playing time this week. He's a guy who ran a 4.32. Who, I mean, come on, Madden. Madden gave him like an 80-something speed. But, I mean, I digress. He ran like a 4.32. He's a burner down the field. And he is someone who needs to touch the ball, whether that be a reverse, a screen, down the field. We saw Austin Mack get in there and catch a pass down the field. But if we can have two guys who can get vertical, and even Austin Mack, if he stays in there, someone who can even get vertical and fight for contested catches and win on those slant plays, because that's the thing. Golden Tate has not been able to win on those slant plays. So Jason Garrett calls a ton of slants, and he just wasn't winning, which makes him have to put Sterling Shepard on the outside and run the slants and then run the sluggos and then run the whip routes. So if we can have someone else who can do that, then Sterling Shepard can stay in the slot most of the day. We're also getting Will Hernandez back this week. He cleared waivers as far as, not waivers, but he cleared the COVID testing, all of the protocols. He's clear, so he'll be playing again. All the Giants fans that think that Lemieux is better than Will Hernandez, you haven't been watching tape. Will Hernandez is a huge upgrade over Lemieux, and with Andrew Thomas playing better, maybe it was I have someone else who's even younger beside me, so I got to make sure I'm on my fundamentals. Maybe that's why, but as far as his play, Shane Lemieux is not as good as Will Hernandez, at least not yet. I mean, hopefully, I hope he's better, but right now, Will Hernandez is the far and away better player. He's going to be coming back. And that's good because this week we got Fletcher Cox, we got Vinny Curry, we got all those guys that have been harassing Eli and harassing Daniel Jones for years. So those guys are still there. Brandon Graham is still there, which reminds me, Daniel Jones, hold on to the football. Hold on to the football because this defensive line, they really get after it. Miles Sanders is coming back, and you saw what Boston Scott did to our defense. You saw what he did last year. I think Miles Sanders might have been hurt that year too. But that running back, you cannot continue. Last week we let McKissick and Antonio Gibson continue to catch passes around the line of scrimmage, and then we weren't able to come up and make these tackles. Miles Sanders and Boston Scott, if I'm the Eagles, I'm coming out in a 2-back set, and I'm having both of them leave and run out on routes because the Giants have put on tape consistently that they do not stop these passes to the running backs. They continuously leave the flats open, and then they never come up to make the tackle. It's okay if you leave it open and you're coming up to make the tackle, but you can't give up 7 yards, 8 yards, 10 yards, 12 yards every time you leave a running back in the flat. With Miles Sanders back, we have got to stop the run because this team, you cannot let Miles Sanders get going. That's the engine of this entire team, and if he's going, then everybody else will be going. Those are the quick keys to beating Philadelphia. I mean, we got to stop Miles Sanders. Alshon Jeffrey is back, so he's only going to work off of the run game. I mean, it all starts with stopping Miles Sanders and protecting Daniel Jones. If Andrew Thomas can continue to progress, then I think we should be good in that area. I'd like to see Matt Peart be the right tackle at this point. Any pressure that he gives up, I can live with. But Cam Fleming giving up pressure just makes my stomach sick. The way we slow down this pass rush is I'm kind of excited. I don't know if Devontae Freeman comes back this week. I haven't seen anything about him getting, reactivated, but I'm pretty sure he's still on the active roster, kind of. But I'm thinking Devontae Freeman will be back this week. What I hope we see is a mixture of carries between Alfred Morris, Wayne Gallman, Devontae Freeman. I don't want to see one of these guys get knocked out of the lineup because all of them are running well. Devontae Freeman actually has run the worst out of all of these running backs, Devontae Freeman and Dion Lewis. So Devontae Freeman is a talented guy, but when he comes back, I want a complete 4-back rotation. I want Dion Lewis in there on passing downs, Wayne Gallman as probably getting the most carries, Alfred Morris in there getting his carries, and Devontae Freeman getting his carries. That's why we cannot fall behind. And I believe in our offensive line to continue to run block and open up things for people. And the Eagles are going to be making sure that they do not leave that backside open because the last time they did, they almost got burned for like an 85-yard touchdown from Daniel Jones. Even though he failed, they're going to be focused on not letting that happen again. So there should be some running lanes open. I think that we have a chance to beat this team. I really do. It's almost a thing against the Giants. When you have more weapons, we play better. Like, should we have honestly given up those catches to Cam Sims last week? Like, really? Should we have done that? No, we should not have. So I feel like when teams have more weapons, we almost play better. It's ridiculous. So maybe with Alshon Jeffrey out there and Rager out there and Fulgham out there, we see, oh, this is a team that we should really play defense against. We just got to play clean football. If we play clean football and play how we've been playing pretty much the 4 or 5 weeks, and we play that instead of a half, instead of 3 quarters, we play that for an entire game, we should win this game. Let's go, Giants.
So if you made it this deep into the video, definitely hit that subscribe button. I make Giants content, NFL content, so all NFL fans are welcome here. And until next time, it's Diggy546, and I'm out.